Hello my friends and welcome. What you might see here is the occupied city of Donetsk, and to be more precisely, some of the storage which Russians say was a supermarket or hypermarket. Yes, allegedly it was used for civilian purposes, but we have the information that Russia stored there something relative to military. And I guess it could be like that because Donetsk is after all a main supply hub for Russian logistics in entire Donetsk Oblast. Well, this facility was built even before 2014 and before it was called Ashan, but Russia called it a Sigma hypermarket. And here we have some of the video. This is FP1 drone from Firepoint company. FP1 drone is the most light version. FP2 may carry around 100 kilograms of the payload. But for the storage, FP1 was pretty much enough. Yeah, whatever was inside that facility, it is totally gone. And the last morning, one more Russian refinery was hit. It is called Bashneft and located in Bashkortostan. This refinery is 1,400 kilometers away from Ukraine and is located in Ufa city of Bashkortostan Republic, the capital city of that republic. I hope one day Bashkortostan gains its independence, as well as Tatarstan, Yakutia, Chechnya and other republics. We need to make Russia small again, and Ukraine with its sanctions working hard on that purpose. Oh, it's been a while since the last time Russia lost K-52 attack helicopter. Well, it happened just yesterday. Fighter Bomber, a Russian Telegram channel, this guy is affiliated with the Russian Air Force, or as they call themselves, the Airspace Forces. Well, he confirmed the loss together with 2 pilots. Well, in general, for the last months, Russia lost many of the helicopters and few of the airplanes, one more into this collection. And just recall the recent case with the Russian helicopter Mi-8 that was shot down by FPV drone. Helicopter was full of infantry and just a couple of the people survived. Wow, Russians start to obtain a new electronic warfare. Let's check it out. Oh, this camera guy says all of the drone will be kaputted. Look at this thing we have right now. But it's not the main one. Here is our electronic warfare, yeah, anti-drone system. We're gonna kaput every Ukrainian drone.
Few moments later.
We are out of electronic warfare, he says. And the rest are okay. We continue our fight. So after all, this anti-drone system is unable to stop drone. And if you want to check, here is the video from the drone itself. This is exactly the same system. It was kaputted 2 of the times, just to make sure. And it was looking really new. So Russian scientists, they came out with what? Because this is not the fiber optic controlled drone, no. You may see kind of the grainy image. It means that it's the standard drone, controlled with the help of the radio waves, which this thing is built to disturb, but something went wrong, yeah. Well, maybe after all, Ukrainian drones are pretty much advanced not to be shut down by this electronic warfare. I guess let's go to the front lines. We have some light update about the situation in Dobropilya direction. So it was yesterday, it is today. Russians are again fighting for Nikanorivka village. Before it was liberated by Ukraine, and now they try to offense out there. So it seems like they have some sort of the communication with all of those villages for now, and they were capable to send some of the reinforcements. What I may say that for the last 3 days, Russians definitely activated their attempts in this region. They want to get this territory back, which they lost because of the Ukrainian counter-offensive actions. And Volodymyrka, well, for now it is in the gray zone. After all, because the presence of the Russian army was confirmed. They're under the drone strikes and they lost all of the vehicles which they sent here, but infantry could be presented in the basements. The situation in Dobropilya direction is still unstable. Ukraine had attempt to move with heavy tanks and infantry forces directly towards Suvorove and all of those villages, but Russia attacked the Ukrainian tanks, so Ukraine lost 3 of those during this assault operation. It happened roughly 1 week ago, and after it, Russians performed their stupid operation in this direction in Volodymyrka and also towards Konstantinovka. Altogether here and in this region, Russia lost more than 30 of the vehicles. In 2 of those meat attacks, yeah, here Ukraine is definitely loaded to use FPV drones and other type of the drones absolutely massively. We also have some of the update in Siversk direction before Russians tried to move here. Well, it was yesterday, it is today, so we have the clarification of this military map. Near Vimka, Russian army after all wasn't able to get a few of the 3 lines here. And Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporizhia and Donetsk direction, here's the crossroad. We have some of the update, just a light movement near Poltavka. Here Russian army moved just a little yesterday, today. I would say it's the least movement for the last months per day over here. As you saw for the last 24 hours, there are just minor changes on the front lines, but no news is good news nowadays. And what I want to talk about this thing, those are the Russian unknown green men, which were spotted at the very border with Estonia. An Estonian channel reported about it and they shared those kind of the images. 7 Russian men armed without any sort of the patches, with masked faces, are staying at the very border, right on the road, yes, from the Russian side, but they already crossed the Russian checkpoint. Well, Estonia already closed the border completely in this place. So if we go to Estonia, it happened over here, yeah? This is a Russian territory and this is Estonian one. And here's the road where Russians were spotted, so not in mostly Russian-speaking Narva province, yeah? Here is Narva. There are lots of the ethnical Russians who live and speak Russian still, but here is the different place. Well, actually, I was thinking about this possible scenario that Russia may enter even Suwalki corridor, not in Estonia, but between Poland and Lithuania over here, to make this corridor real. And they might say, no, those are not the Russian forces, but the local resistance, some sort of the Russian speakers in Lithuania who fight for their rights, and they want to have the access to Kaliningrad. That's why they provide Russia with this corridor from Belarus to Kaliningrad. So Russia basically may deploy some of the green men without any sort of the patches, thousands of them, like 3,000–4,000, and it could be enough to occupy this piece of land, and they might stay there for extensive period of time, testing NATO as the bloc. Some sort of the provocation, but actually it will be attack of the Russian army, and at the same time Russia will not touch Poland. I think they will try to attack just from the Lithuanian side, because Poland, after all, it has a big army compared to Baltic countries, plus way bigger population, so I don't think that Russia will mess up with Poland directly, but Suwalki corridor is the only connection for all of those countries, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, with NATO, so Russia may block Baltic Sea here with their navy fleet and also attack from this side. Plus they also could strike some of the military bases on territory of the Baltic countries, and we'll see if NATO protects those countries or not, because NATO is after all very weak. Yeah, all experts say that in case of the real conflict, NATO is out of the drone tools, and now those Baltic countries, they actually reinforce the production and development of the drones. Europe invests in that, so Putin has just this limited window. Then Donald Trump is in power, plus local armies of those countries, they are not fully rearmed to fit new war standards, so Putin might use this time in particular. Yeah, it's very pessimistic scenario, but I think Europe is preparing for the full-scale war with Russia after all, and I think it's just a matter of time for it to happen. I think maybe next year it could be like that. Well, at least some sort of the limited special military operation which Putin might start. But yeah, I guess I already said about it many of the times, you know my attitude and my some sort of the predictions. After all, no one may say what it could be, yeah? But something big is going to happen. What it could be, we will see, because Russian leadership is absolutely crazy. Alright, yesterday there was a phone talk between Zelensky and Trump. They discussed the Tomahawk missiles supplyment for Ukraine, as sources say to, I guess, Reuters. Oh no, it's anxious, of course it's written here. But Zelensky later on didn't say anything about Tomahawk missiles, he just told about possible reinforcement of Ukrainian air defense by America, by United States and Donald Trump. Well, I just hope that United States will supply more Patriot systems or NASAMS, we'll see. Yeah, there is a discussion online about Tomahawk missiles, but I wouldn't put too much attention on that. After all, I think it's not that real, with the current White House administration that continue to thank Putin every time. Yesterday there was some sort of the escalation between Afghanistan Talibs and Pakistan. Talibs even put some of their vehicles, Humvees, yeah, which were left by Americans in Afghanistan before. So they attacked some of the positions in Pakistan. Pakistani forces opened the artillery fire, and now Taliban officials say that their operation, special military operation, is over. So probably there will be no like this full-scale war out there, no. And I'm almost sure that Donald Trump would say that he stopped this war, AIDS war, and still he's out of the Nobel Prize. Yeah, today it's not kind of the long video of mine, but that's all we have for this hour, I mean major news. Nevertheless, I'm waiting for the new military update, and as soon as it released, I gonna film one more video. And for sure this day will bring us more news. My friends, thank you so much for supporting my job on Patreon and on membership. Because of you, this content is possible. And I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.